Welcome to the Do Good Maverick Go podcast, episode number 64. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I first heard a similar quote. I think it was by Zig Ziglar. I heard it the first time. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. A lot of truth to it. And when it comes to getting started on almost whatever it is that you want to start, whether it is an online business, a project, a training program, whatever it is, it's very, very often the case that the timing just never seems to be right. The timing never seems to be just right. There's always something. There's almost always something that seems to be just, no, it just really isn't a good time to start right now because, and you can just list a bunch of things. But then when we look back, it's often the case that we wish we started when we considered it. A year from now, you'll probably wish you started today. That's very often the case. When I look back at a lot of the silly mistakes I've done over the years, there's been like 3 decades of failure. And when it comes to a lot of my most stupid mistakes, a lot of them have actually been mistakes of omission, not commission. No, I think that might be the wrong word, but basically, it has been things that I have not done, things that I failed to do, have oftentimes been one of my biggest mistakes. Not actually the things I did that failed, but more the things that I should have done, but I didn't do them, or that I wanted to do something, but I kept postponing it and taking a lot of time before I actually did it. So even if you're even if you test something and you're going to fail, if you're going to fail, it's better to fail fast so that you have more time left over to succeed. We shouldn't look too light, or I mean, we shouldn't look too lightly on failure in many cases as well, because failure can be costly, time consuming, expensive, stuff like that. And there's oftentimes possibilities of learning from other people's experience. You don't have to have our own personal experience all the time. But that being said, when it comes to being great, just that part of getting started is oftentimes a massive part of it. So yeah, you don't have to be great to start. A lot of people, when they are considering starting things, it's like they think they're not good enough. They don't have the skills, the knowledge, experience, connections, whatever it might be. But if you start, you can take one step, and you can take the next step, the next one, the next one, and before you know it, you are off to the races. And the thing is, when it comes to quality, the way to great quality is very oftentimes through great quantity. So if you want to start a podcast, for example, maybe your path to great quality is through great quantity. Have you ever seen a podcast that has totally and completely failed miserably, that has over 300 episodes? Maybe it exists, but I have never seen it. Maybe it's still not as good as it should be, but when people do things a lot, they tend to get better at it. There's a lot of people out there, almost guaranteed, there's a lot of people out there that has less skills than you, less experience than you, less knowledge than you, less connections than you, lower IQ than you, less capital than you, less talent than you, yet they are doing better than you or making more money than you. And in many of those cases, it's simply that they took action. They started. So yeah, I was on a call with a guy about 2.5 years ago, I think, and he was a Danish guy. He had failed for like 2 years at making money online, and was like $20,000 in debt. But then he found a way to make money with high ticket affiliate marketing. And when I talked to him, when I was on the call with him, he tried to sell me a course or coaching program about high-ticket affiliate marketing. And at the at the time, about 2.5 years ago, he was making about $40,000 per month. I'm not sure if it was profit or revenue, but like $40,000. But now, but yeah, my point is, when I was on the call with that guy, his English was bad, and a lot of the things that he was doing was just wrong because there was a bunch of silly things that I didn't really agree with. So I didn't end up buying his coaching program. But the thing is, he did a few things right, and he just kept doing it and scaling it more and more. And now he has sold those kind of courses or coaching for over $25 million. I don't know how much of it is profit, but I guess a big chunk of it. But yeah, he did a few things right, and he just kept scaling it. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there with more skills, experience, connections, knowledge, expertise, more of it than that guy. But he got things to work, he nailed it, and then he scaled it, and goes off to the races. But yeah, velocity to $1, get that first sale as fast as possible. When it comes to business and making money online, of course, what you are considering starting might not have to do with business, but when it comes to most things in life, the thing is that almost everything is easier when you have more money. Almost. There are exceptions, but almost no matter what you want to do in life, if you have more money, it's going to be easier to do. So money is basically a really powerful force multiplier in your life, you know. And just take a minute and think about it. What would your life look like? Sorry, what would your life look like if you were making at least $10,000 in profit per month in semi-passive income? I'm not an expert, and at the time of this recording, I've not even done it myself. But the last few weeks, I've interviewed a bunch of people that have done it themselves with paid communities. I'm working on this project for Terrific 30 for my own online education and community platform. I'm working on this project, a book, course, and community about paid community success stories. And so far, I've just done a few of the interviews, but it has been mind-boggling. And what one of the things that really shocked me when it comes to my interviews with these people was how quickly they did it. When they got the ID for the paid community, how quickly they launched it, started getting members, and then once they got going, they kind of just kept growing it, and in a few short months, they were at over $10,000 in profit per month. And the title I'm going to have for the book and course is Community Cash Cows, because it's basically the case with a lot of these success stories that they're running it like a cash cow. They're running their paid community like a cash cow, where it is a source of semi-passive income. You know, the dream of freedom is possible. There are options out there. Despite all the fake experts and liars out there on the internet, especially in the online marketing space. There are also some real life success stories out there. There are ways you can do it, where you can sell a legit product or service that makes a positive difference in the lives of other people, where you're solving problems, you're providing value to people, where it is a win-win for everyone involved, and you can be highly profitable without hustling for 10 to 15 hours per day. Now, hard work is good, laziness is bad, just to be completely clear on that. But at the same time, it's wildly fascinating when it comes to the concept of semi-passive income, you know. So if you are looking for a way to escape the matrix of the 9-to-5 rat race, who knows, maybe building your own community cash cow could be the thing for you. And the great thing about a paid community is that you do not need to be an expert to build a paid community. When it comes to a lot of the hype around the Skool platform, there, when it comes to that platform, a lot of people are building paid communities in a way where they are positioning themselves as the expert on the topic, and they're going to teach you about it. And that, in many ways, that can be a great way to do it, but that's not the only way. That's kind of like, in many cases, that can be kind of like a fancy course. It can be great, but my point is, paid communities is so much more than that. And in many cases, bigger opportunities can be if you choose to build paid communities where the community part is the main the main thing you are selling, that you're selling access to the other members inside the community. So maybe you decide to put some kind of requirement to it. Only real estate brokers, or only real estate brokers making at least $1 million in profit per month, or only for rental real estate investors with at least 20 different rental units, stuff like that. If you build communities that way, you don't have to be an expert at all, because if you choose the right communities to build that way, people will join it just to get access to the other members. You can sell it where you are selling, basically the community. You're selling access to the networking, masterminding, deal making, all that kind of stuff between the members. You're not selling access to yourself as the expert. You're selling access to the members in your community. And if you think about it that way, it's definitely the case that you don't have to be great to start, because it's not about you being the expert. You can be the one selling access to a paid community only to other experts, or to other fill in the blank. Another way you can do it without being great to start, if you want to build a paid community, is like one of the guys that I interviewed a few weeks ago. He was really fascinated about artificial intelligence. This was a guy from Germany, and he had heard about this new platform for paid communities. And he was like, hey, I should build a paid community about artificial intelligence. But he didn't really know that much about it. But he had a friend that did know a bunch about artificial intelligence. So he called his friend and asked his friend if he wanted to partner with him. And he said yes. His friend, who had a lot of knowledge about artificial intelligence, he was doing some teaching and stuff. He was handling the teaching part inside the paid community. And this other guy, he was handling more of the sales part and the managing part. He got the idea, called his friend, and I think it was the very next day they launched it, immediately launched it, got a few members. They started with a lower price, gradually increased the price. He found a list owner, an email list owner, that agreed to become an affiliate and promote workshops for their workshops about artificial intelligence. And I think they were doing 2 workshops per week for a period. And at the time when I interviewed him a few weeks ago, they were making about 18,000 euros in profit each per month, he and his friend. And he was working less than 4 hours per week these days. So yeah, that was an example of a guy that built a paid community about artificial intelligence without having the expertise or knowledge himself. He partnered with another guy. These days they are partnering like 50-50, but you don't have to do it that way either. You can build up paid community and you can hire people to teach. You can interview people. There's a lot of ways you can do it. So yeah, and who knows, if you started your own paid community today, this week, this month, what could it look like in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? What kind of results and income could it generate?